stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air, cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6, chosen for your fix, so that dabbling politics mix. And when I fudge, you act punk, shut the fudge up and back the fudge up, while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Hands on in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, back out, tell me what you're gonna ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and it's YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get fame up all your time. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabblers blasting out the political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Hands on in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, back out, tell me what you're gonna ducks now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 Hey ladies, where you at? Hey fellas, where you at? And the dabblers that don't give a fuck, where you at?
Hey everybody, welcome to Dabbling in Politics. I am OG Mumbling Nick, and with me as always is going to be Liquid Cryptid. I'm probably not going to be able to hear him for a few minutes. My fucking StreamYard, and I know it's not the only one this is happening to. I saw 4K too. Actually, I can see him fine now, so maybe this will work. I don't know. The only way we're going to find out is I'll bring him on. We'll see how it goes. I might be hearing him on delay for a little bit. If not, good. But anyway, here he is, Liquid Cryptid. How we doing, my friend?
Good evening, everybody, and Merry
Fuck
Christmas.
Yeah. Works fine. Okay. See,
all right, you can hear me. Cool.
Yeah, I knew it was just gonna like work itself out. Dude, I'm having all sorts of issues with stream. Actually, I have to totally different issue, but I gotta call my fucking bank tomorrow. What's up, American Cupcake? How we doing? Unregistered votes? Well, it's actually not a bad idea these days, to be honest with you. And thank you, Chris Mack. Yeah, I had. I'm not gonna get into the depths of it, but I had issues where I had somebody used my card, my debit card in my bank a few weeks ago. So I had to like fight some charges, and now all of a sudden I think they're just trying to they're rejecting like shit. They're rejecting my StreamYard payment, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. Like I got to call them there. They keep thinking things are suspect that aren't suspect. It's like I've been paying StreamYard forever, but
yes, another
anyway,
going overboard.
They're going overboard all of a sudden. Yeah, and it happened with something else the other day too. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, that has nothing to do with the issues I've been having with StreamYard, obviously. But yeah, I saw 4K, 2K. Seems like me and the puppets seem to have issues with fucking StreamYard with this delay shit. But
well, there's the update. I think they added a bunch of shit like last week or like last month or something like that a while ago.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have been having issues with it, been struggling with it. I mean, I think what it is just StreamYard is already really heavy, really resource intensive, and I think they just kicked it up with some of the stuff they added. So like a lot of people's computers are just going, shit. Like, you know, they probably just had computers that could barely run it to begin with. And then
yeah, I'm an idiot because I use my work one because it's like more, but it's like I have been due for a new one for months. So I just haven't. The way the company works, it's like you get an update like, hey, you've had this for 3 years, time for a new computer, and that was months ago, and I just been too fucking keep forgetting to put in for another one. So I should be good soon, but right now this thing's probably just overloaded on me. Um, all right, people. So first off, let me just say thank you for showing up. Apologize for the inconsistency lately. That's 100% on me, not Mr. Cryptid here. Yeah, things have been extra crazy, and I don't know. I gotta decide if I'm gonna. I guess it all depends what happens in the next few days. Anyway, I have some news I'll be getting. Health. We'll figure out what's gonna happen, but my head hasn't really been in the game, and I've been extra busy. But I appreciate Cryptid being patient and understanding, and me having to cancel at certain Sundays and stuff like that. So
It's
seems like
life, man. That's
yeah,
why that's why we do this show. It's like legitimately both kind of wanted to talk about politics. Legitimately, both don't have time to really be as
right,
involved
yeah.
as we used to be. So that's sort of the show. We have lives, we have things to do.
So anyway, I do appreciate that. It's been more of an every other Sunday thing lately. It seems like.
Yes.
But this one kind of worked out because last Sunday, the story we were thinking of covering, the topic was the Brown University shooting, and boy, if things changed in the next week. So now
Yeah.
it's actually kind of good that we held off because the suspect they thought they had was not the guy. So
Yeah, it was
and
like
I
a
even
25-year-old Marine or something like that
yeah, people
originally.
what forget too is not forget, but it's probably because I'm local. Like I'm born and raised in Massachusetts. My entire schooling, up to even through college is Massachusetts. Always worked in Massachusetts. But the only and I've lived mostly in Massachusetts. But the one other state I have lived in it a couple times was Rhode Island. So, um, it's like the two states I have kind of connections to mostly. So, yeah, I do know. Ironically, the other personal story I think I ever covered here was the
The
sorry,
bombing.
ice grabbed a high school. Well, besides
Oh,
that's a good one too. Yeah, the marathon bombing. But when ICE took a high school junior who went to the high school that I went to, and I have a really good friend who teaches there, and I was good friends with his whole family, and his sister actually teaches at Brown University. So that was kind of like a scare when obviously she was not there, thankfully, but it's one of those things where there was another connection there. And so I was seeing the local news plus the, obviously the national stuff, and I swear, and it could be true, I just haven't bothered to look into it, that they they had the person that they actually thought they had, I believe he was the second person of interest they took. I think they took somebody into custody extremely early on and then let them go. Like I think they realized pretty quickly it wasn't that person. It wasn't like the second person they took in and thought it was the person, but yeah, I think they took two people in and let them both go. And the first one was pretty quick. And then the second one, they thought they had the fucking person. What's up, Mr. Bibley? It was nice talking with you, Mr. Bibley, the other day. Eckel did a 16-hour and 40-minute stream yesterday.
yeah. I never even dipped in on it. I hear everybody was on it.
Sam Bibley made his got to hear what Sam sounds like. He made his vocal debut, and I happened to be on for some of it. I mean, Eckel, you can only do what you can do. He had it all planned out every hour with who was coming on, what category. But of course, you get when special guests drop on, you gotta, it's funny. Eckel kind of apologized to me. He's like, "Thanks for being a good sport because your 2 hours kind of got taken over." That was the special guest part. I was like, "Hey, I got the stream with Adam Bush, and then I got the stream with Shuley for a little bit. So it's probably the only two times I'll ever get to do that. So
Oh, cool.
I'm good,
I,
man.
I'd go back and watch it, but it's a 17-hour stream.
Oh, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
watching it.
crazy.
Yeah, I never even dipped in. I didn't really. I thought it was just going to be him playing Joey stuff all day. I didn't realize that it was actually like he was going to be on for 17 hours
Yeah.
until it was like already over, and then the stories started coming out about people being on it. I was like, oh, I should have checked it out.
Well, this is where I like though, because I'm not. So he had different category, and when the people he wanted on mostly were there's a couple people on in 1 hour chunks, but most people were 2 hour chunks. So I chose the Stuttering John hour because I figured Joey and John. I'm like, that's the one I know the most about because I was
Yeah.
the big John guy, and just by default, that put me the second hour put me in the Tukey and Joey won, which I felt bad about because I'm sure that was a coveted spot. And I love Tukey, but I didn't watch a lot of Tukey and Joey interaction, not nearly as much as other people. But again, thankfully, that just got thrown out because the first hour I was on, we talked very little about John because that's Adam was on for a bunch of it and Bibley, so it was it was awesome. And Cupcake came on for that hour too. And then during the Tukey and Joey stuff, that's when Shuley popped on. So I was like, all right, it's like I'll just sit in the back and throw in my 2 cents every so often. I know people want to see Adam. I know people want to see Shuley, so I'll sit in the back and throw my 2 cents in here and there. But yeah, it was a good time. But anyway, all right. So yeah, for those that don't know, here's what happened last weekend. That just thought of one more clip I want to show. It actually might be the good clip to start with. Last weekend there was a shooting at Brown University, which is most of you, if not all of you know, is an Ivy League school in Providence, Rhode Island. And 2 people were killed. I forget how many were injured, like 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. They were testing for their finals, studying for their finals, something like that. And the shooter he was wearing all black, had a mat. I even could have sickly joked that he looked a lot like me by the mask and the black. And all they had was this like kind of footage from outside. They didn't have anything from inside the school, which one of the videos I have, you can see one of our one of the Rhode Island local news reporters is pretty upset. Thought it was a joke that somehow Brown University had like no footage of this guy with all the cameras they get everywhere.
Yeah, supposedly they have like a huge amount of security there, like cameras and stuff like that. But I saw an article saying that the guy that they just brought in, like a little while ago to be the security guy, like got kicked out of the school that he did security for in like Utah because he's very against having like a large sort of force there. So I read it, I saw it. I didn't look it up or fact check any of this. This is just something else. This whole thing is wild,
dude. It's hard to even wrap your head around. So I'll just tell my quick. Oh, go on.
Anyway, so I was gonna say, yeah, I guess this guy has a reputation for basically reducing the actual security at the schools that he's like been the security director of. So that could have been part of it.
Yeah, well, that's actually an interesting question. So one of the clips I have set up, I have and we don't have to watch them all. I have one from the local Boston CBS. This is after they found the shooter. Most all these are after the shoot. I don't think there's any reason to watch them before, except if I can find one. There was a student who, I remember the night of the shooting. There was a student who recorded on their cell phone. There was certain students who were in a classroom, and when they heard the shots, they were next to the library. So they ran into the library and locked the library, like barricaded themselves in the library. And they're literally taping. They're all kind of like huddled in a line, and you just hear bang, like somebody trying to break into the library. And they're not saying anything. You just hear the banging. Most of the students are just kind of sitting there. One of them looks like they're about to jump out of their skin. Another one's like nervous. And the door breaks in, and all of a sudden you hear, police, put your hand, let's see hand, please. So they had no idea if it was the shooter or the cops because nothing was being said. So it was interesting. It's a brief clip, but it kind of shows how nerve-wracking I'm sure it was.
The whole thing is fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then like for the first week and stuff there was like no information at all. Like they said that they caught the guy, or they had, or the was the police chief or the head of security or something was like talking about how they got somebody in custody, and then somebody had to go in his ear. No, that's detained.
Yes.
They have somebody detained, which was that 25-year-old guy. I think, as I said, I think it's a Marine or Army or something like that. I forget exactly what it was, but he's in the military. And then after that, it's like nothing.
Well, dude, another weird thing, and this is where they're lucky, is they had the guy you're talking about, the 25-year-old.
Yeah.
Or it might even have been. That might have even been that night after they let the first guy go. The one I kind of remember that no one even talks about. But the mayor of Providence came out and was like, because they had the whole school on lockdown, right, for obvious reasons, and they lifted the lockdown, and they're like, you know, you guys got nothing. It reminded me, so being from this area, the Boston Marathon shooting is they locked down Boston and they locked down Watertown because Watertown is where, like, a couple of days after the bombing, is where they had this major shootout on like a dead end fucking road where they killed one of the brothers and the other one was free. So they had everything on lockdown because they're like, there's an active shooter loose, and we know these guys are fucking terrorists, and they wanted to go to New York and blow shit up. But they were like, yeah, we don't have anybody anymore, but we have no fear that anyone's in danger. This isn't a terrorist thing. They pretty much thought that, all right, they targeted this fucking school and that's it. No, and everyone else is safe. Well, then the guy ends up going and killing the fucking MIT professor. So obviously that was not right. Like, I thought the Providence mayor looked fucking ridiculous trying to make everyone feel like they were safe, and then they weren't safe. You know, basically he had no fucking idea, but he was acting like he had all the confidence in the world that they knew, you know, you guys are all good. This is just some guy who he wanted to shoot up the school, and they ain't coming back. They ain't going to shoot nobody else. Well, obviously not true.
I mean, ordinarily that would be, you know, accurate, right?
Yeah.
I mean, most people go into shooting schools and stuff. They just want to go in and start shooting up a school.
Right.
Because they're insane. But this seemed like a hit, right?
Yeah.
It's like out of the movie. It's like he hit one person, went and hit the other. Where he end up in a hotel or something, right? Was it a hotel or in a house? Whatever. They found him, and he, like, I guess, committed suicide. It almost feels like out of a damn movie.
I think they found him in a store.
Somebody hires an assassin, take out a couple of people, then take out the assassin.
Yeah, the guy they ended up arresting and thinking they had the guy, that guy was at a hotel. The guy that ended up doing it, they found dead in a storage unit in in New Hampshire.
See, now that's even weirder.
A homeless guy, a Reddit post and a homeless guy is what kind of solved this whole fucking thing, which is what's crazy.
Yeah, I brought some videos about that. Yeah.
I'm sure we're confusing everybody right now, so maybe we'll start going in some sort of order, play some videos.
The whole thing is just absolutely wild. Like, I didn't know much about it, but I did some research today, obviously, for the show.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, yeah, this is definitely our topic, because this is just insanity. It's just complete incompetence by the authorities.
Yeah.
All the authorities, everybody involved.
Yes, this was local and federal. Local and federal authorities just acting like idiots. Vagina Wrinkle, I love you. I'm never going to be monetized. I appreciate it. It's a slow. That's the joke I mean. When I came on Eccles' thing, Adam Bush was there and Bibley was there, and when I left, I think Cupcake left right before me, and then I was the next one to leave. And of course, Eccles like, Nick, tell everyone we can find you. And I was like, oh yeah, find me here on your channel. And I'm like, and I do a political show with the Stuttering John Clipper, Liquid Cryptid. And then I go, I think I got a little chuckle out of Rochi and Shuley for this one. I was like, yes, Stuttering John had a political show that nobody watched, so we thought we would start one that even less people would watch, or something like that. So it was like the joke. But all right, I will. Let's see. You know what? Just to start, I will show the student's cell phone footage, and then we'll get into the
I hadn't seen
the
that
whole story. Yeah. I think this is it. It's on a bunch of shit, but this is on a little short here. Fuck me. What am I doing? All right, there it is.
Police! Providence police! Hands! Stand up, hands! Providence police!
Everybody's hands! Hands! Everybody get your hands! Hands!
Just keep your hands up for us. Obviously, there's something going on. We're here to help you. Just listen to what we have to say, okay? All right, breathe. Anybody hurt? No? All right, just listen to our commands. We will get you out of here safely. Is this it? Is this the group?
Guys, if you have your bags, your phones, go grab it now. Quickly.
Go, quick, go.
In orderly, fast. Let's go.
Single file, let's go.
Good job.
Grab your stuff. Hurry up.
All right, so that was, I don't know, I just found it interesting. That's the only like footage like that I've seen from even inside the school, because the only other footage they released that night was like a cam from around the corner. The guy leaving the school. It's he must have had the gun in his pants. So actually, I think it might have been a handgun. Now I think about it. But yeah, they had footage from some people's like houses or cams or ring cams and shit like that, and that's all they had. And it was just some dude in black that they were looking for. And
yeah, and this, as I said, it's like weird because Brown University they released nothing.
yeah,
And then like the head of security there I think it was the head of security or somebody there from the security at Brown. I remember, making statements and stuff. They basically had nothing.
right.
It's like, how is that possible? Like even like one of the reporters was there and said, how is that possible?
Yes, that's all right. So I think I'll go to this one and then
Yeah.
I'll see with you guys, because I got two more. I might not show the breaking points one. The breaking points was a long like 40-minute video covering several topics, but I have it broken off during just the Providence thing. And yeah, they show a local Providence reporter who was like pretty upset, like how the hell do you get like
We could watch that.
yeah, okay. They're like, how the hell do you not have, this footage and all this shit? All right, so this was the local CBS in Boston. I think this one's gonna kind of break down the story. There's actually actually, you know what? Yeah, I think it tells it. There's another one. I don't know this guy, but I found this video. This guy called Dr. Todd Grande or something like that, and I think he's like a psychiatrist or psychologist, and he kind of like breaks down this, what he thinks the shooter was thinking and all that stuff. But he breaks down what happened, so it was pretty interesting. But anyway, this is the local Boston CBS affiliate, where you guys will probably learn mostly like what happened here.
Tonight, our Providence neighbors can finally breathe a little easier.
Hunt is over and 3 murders have been solved. Federal officials tonight saying the suspect wanted for the deadly shooting at Brown University and the killing of an MIT professor in Brookline has been found dead in a storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire. Investigators say he took his own life.
This is the news that people all over New England have been waiting desperately to hear. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Lisa Hughes.
And I'm David Wade. A short time ago, officials announced the name of the man who started a deadly rampage by opening fire on college students. His name is Claudio Neves Valente. Police say he is a Portuguese national, 48 years old, and that he was a former Brown University student. His last known address was in Miami, Florida. Investigators also say he rented a car in
Okay, pause it
Boston,
real quick.
and that's part of the way.
I also read something. Once again, I didn't fact check a lot of this stuff, but who cares? It's all interesting shit. That the people that he killed also did some of their college studies in Portugal.
Yeah, there's got to be some connection. Like he knew I think he went to college with the MIT professor, like in Portugal and something like that.
Yeah, like the two people he went after, I think he knows them from Portugal.
Okay, because that's the frustrating part. There's no, as far as I know, they don't, because I don't think he left a manifesto that they know of or that they're telling us. And since he killed himself, it's tough to know what even happened here. All right, cool, Vagina Wrinkle. Maybe we'll watch that video next then.
Yeah, we can watch that next. I mean, we got plenty of time.
Yeah. All these videos are like between like 10 and 12, so we can just go through them, break them all down. Or break down as many as we want, you know what I mean?
They tracked him down.
Now, we have team coverage with reporters stationed at each crime scene and at the end of the manhunt, a manhunt that spanned 3 states.
Yeah, so just so everyone knows, so here's Brown University down here in Providence. Up here is where he killed the MIT professor. And then way up in New Hampshire is where they ended up like he ended up taking his own life.
3 states. I mean, how long is that drive? Like 5 hours?
I know, dude. I'm joking. I'm saying, like,
just when they said spanning 3 states, and I'm like, man, I've driven all the way across the United States and back. That's less than a day's drive.
That's what's funny about being a New Englander. It's like driving through states is like nothing. Like, like I said, there were years I lived in Rhode Island, but I worked in Mass, so I'm crossing state lines every fucking day. It's like no big deal,
And that ultimately ended in New Hampshire. But we want to begin tonight with Louisa Moeller, who just got breaking new details from investigators in Providence, Rhode Island, about how this case was finally cracked. Louisa?
Well, Lisa, David, after days of saying they were searching for a person of interest.
Yes, Frank. Yep. It ended up being the same shooter. He ended up knowing they ended up going to college together like long time ago in Portugal, like 20 something years ago, I think. So yeah, there was a connection. I remember when it happened and they're like, oh, I wonder if there's a connection. I'm like, yeah, they're just throwing fucking dots but apparently there is, if we can trust them. I can tell you up here, it's probably true, but they were pretty sure about a lot of things all last week, and a lot of it ended up being wrong. But yeah,
I heard about it a few days ago when I was jumping in the car, and I leave it on the AM political station, in between turning on the car and plugging in my phone. And Hannity was actually talking about it. Hannity was on, and he was talking about how they just the investigators on both the things compared notes and realized, oh, these are connected. These are the same person. I was like, that, and that's when I started getting interested. And I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, like like I said, just my own personal anecdotal shit.
I actually listened to Hannity for like a half an hour. So that was weird.
It must have been rough. But yeah, like I said, they took someone in, let them go pretty early, and then they're like, that whole night, they're like, yeah, we don't know. And then they put out that video, and then they took in somebody, and they're like, it was a person, like, depending who you listen to, it was either a person of interest or he was their guy. And they were pretty confident he was their guy. And then on my way to work the next morning, I hear on the radio that they let him go. They let him go like overnight or early in the morning, like 3 a.m. or some shit like that. So I'm like, Jesus Christ. And then on my way to work, I think it was Friday or Thursday or Friday, I hear that the dude killed himself. And they're pretty sure it was him. It's like, all right.
Investigators tonight told us they are 100% certain that they know who their man is. They're just saying his name is Claudio Neves Valente. And tonight he was found dead from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound in a storage facility in New Hampshire. So what do we know about this suspect? Investigators are saying he is a 48-year-old Portuguese national who spent 1 year at Brown pursuing his PhD in physics between 2000 and 2001. Brown University's president saying that he would have been very familiar with the Barris and Holly Physics and Engineering building where the shooting took place, but that she couldn't track him to a specific classroom. We're also told that he went to the same university in Portugal with the slain MIT professor Nuno Loureiro. So what cracked this case wide open? Rhode Island's Attorney General says it was information from a very helpful witness. Remember that individual who was in close proximity of Valente in the surveillance images we saw? This person's image was released yesterday. Investigators say that person immediately came forward after seeing themselves on television and gave a description of a car and a license plate, which they were able to track via flock cameras. Those are license plate reading cameras, which led them to the car rental facility.
So what I saw in other videos is there was a homeless guy. I think the homeless guy is even the one that did the probably find out in the next video. I think the homeless guy is the one. Somebody did a unanimous post on Reddit, anonymous, and I think it was ended up being the homeless guy. But
yeah, that's the stuff that I'm bringing. Yeah, that was the homeless guy,
okay.
And I guess he also lives like in the basement of one of the buildings.
Yes,
which people are going, wait a second, there's a homeless guy living in the basement of one of our buildings, like. And then we got guys just walking in and shooting people. What's going on at Brown University?
This is like, did you ever see the Joe Pesci movie With Honors that came out in the 90s? Early 90s?
I don't believe so. Maybe.
It was him and Brendan Fraser. Anyway, it was a pretty good movie. And Joe Pesci played a homeless guy living in the basement of like a Harvard building. So it was like almost the same fucking thing, just Ivy League school in New England. But yeah, what's ironic, and I think that Dr. Grande guy, if I'm saying his name right, he's the one. Yeah, it's a good movie, right, Frank? It's a great. Oh, if you ever watch it again, Frank, there's a mistake in that movie because Brendan Fraser breaks his leg, as you know, like one of the very first scenes, his character, and like halfway through the movie, the cast comes off. I forget what leg, but for every scene but one, the cast is on one leg, like say his left leg. Then there's one scene where it's on his right leg, or vice versa. So there's a mistake. There's one scene where the cast is on the wrong leg. But yeah, anyway, I believe this homeless guy was kind of like following this dude, and this dude wants to get in his rent-a-car, but doesn't want to be seen getting in his rent-a-car. And so he's like, what the fuck? And the homeless guy, I think, said like this dude seemed underdressed. So I think the Dr. Grande guy's like, maybe he thought he was another homeless guy, and he's like, get away from my territory. So I don't know. It's interesting trying to figure out why this homeless guy was like following this dude. But
from what I understand, from what I saw, was that just the homeless guy thought that he looked suspicious.
Looked suspicious, yeah. Okay.
So he just decided to follow around. I mean, he's a homeless guy. He'd probably, he's living in the basement there. He probably knows every single person that comes around.
Yeah, could be.
With any kind of regularity, and he sees this guy like looks like he's probably just like, hey, this guy looks suspicious.
Yeah. Good job, homeless man.
Facility in Massachusetts, where investigators say he signed the rental car agreement under his own name. Here are investigators tonight.
It was actually a video that provided us with a description of a vehicle.
Talk back with her or no?
That was corroborated to a tip that was received to the tip center. That room was packed with detectives, agents, receiving calls on a daily basis. We started early and left late. Then Flock and the LPR was able to provide us with this description of this vehicle. That vehicle was picked up by Flock, which led us to a car rental place in Massachusetts. Through that, the agents and their work as well were able to get us footage of this individual, as well as a copy of the agreement, which provided his real name. The video of that subject matched the description of that person of interest that this police department was desperate to put handcuffs on.
I can't with the fucking this sign language guy.
You know what was funny?
I don't even know what was said. I'm just watching the sign language guy the whole time.
It looked like he closed with the John Cena. He's like,
that's
you
nuts.
can't see
I don't
me.
think that was sign language. I think he was just fucking just doing shit.
Yeah, I think there was a lady the other day who was like, got called out for like not actually doing real sign language during one, not during this, but during some other press conference.
I saw that one like on some news channel. There's a lady that had been doing sign language for like ever. Somebody finally pointed out, she's just moving her hands around. She's not doing sign language.
She's just fucking around here.
But can we go back? I just gotta watch that guy a little bit more.
Oh, sure.
There was no idea what was said, but that sign language guy is fucking working it.
I'll have to show you sometime. Pearl Jam put out like a concert video like in 2000, and during Given the Fly, there was a lady doing sign language on stage, and she's clearly just like she's dancing. Like I don't think she's really doing like the lyrics to the
I
song.
saw that one. She was more entertaining than anybody else on stage. I believe she was actually doing sign language like appropriately. She was just dancing with it. All right, we'll watch a little more of this guy.
Their work as well were able to get us footage of this individual, as well as a copy of the agreement, which provided his real name. The video of that subject matched the description of that person of interest that this police department was desperate to put handcuffs on.
President Trump
Now, there's a lot we still don't know tonight. Investigators say they are still looking into a motive. They are still looking into where he got his firearms. But they say they are 100% confident that they have identified and know where this now slain suspect is. And they also finished tonight's news conference on a slightly lighter note, saying that the injured Brown students who were shot and remained in the hospital all are in stable condition tonight. For now, we're live in Providence. Louisa Moeller, WBZ News.
All right, Louisa, thank you. And just moments ago, we learned more about how investigators linked the mass shooting in Providence to the killing of an MIT professor in Brookline 2 days later.
Leah Foley, the U.S. attorney from Massachusetts, based here in Boston, just answered some of those questions. She says MIT professor Nuno Loureiro and the gunman knew each other, as Louisa mentioned just a moment ago, and that they studied together at a university in Portugal. Here's what Leah Foley said about how investigators ultimately linked these two crimes.
Investigators identified the vehicle that he had rented in Boston and then drove to Rhode Island. And he was seen the vehicle was seen outside of Brown, and there was security footage that showed a person who resembled him. There was financial investigations that were going on in the background that linked him not only to that car, but also to the hotels that he had rented and the car that he had used to not only drive to Rhode Island, but then back to Boston. And then there was the security footage that captured him within a half mile of the professor's residence in Brookline. And there is a video footage of him entering an apartment building in the location of the professor's apartment. And then later that evening, he is seen about an hour later entering the storage unit.
And tonight, WBZ crews on the ground and in the air watched as police surrounded that Salem storage facility where the gunman was found dead.
This was a massive response. Our Aaron Parsegian, who joins us now live from Salem, New Hampshire, was also there and saw this as it happened. Aaron?
Yeah, David and Lisa, and police are still here on scene where this manhunt finally came to an end. The FBI says they executed a search warrant at this storage facility here in Salem, New Hampshire, just before 9 o'clock tonight. Agents went inside, and that's where they say they found the body of 48-year-old Claudio Neves Valente. And it was around that same time, actually, right after we saw swaths of FBI agents and the evidence response teams with the FBI, as well as a mobile processing lab, come to the scene here. Now, investigators in Providence tonight say Valente was found with a satchel that was seen on those initial person of interest videos. 2 guns and other evidence recovered in that car that they tracked here to Salem that matches things uncovered at the scene at Brown University. This was a massive police response here in Salem for hours tonight, drawing onlookers from nearby who couldn't believe this massive hunt ended in their backyards.
I can't believe they didn't find him all week, and now he's just right here. I was looking on the news earlier, and this is what I see. Perfect night. Get to watch.
You know, we've been following this.
Fucking stoner. I remember, I knew that kid was coming up. He's like, I thought they'd catch the fucking guy all week, and holy shit, here he is in my backyard. What a perfect night. I get to watch. It's like, Jesus.
All week, and you know, is this guy going to get caught? Is he going to get away? You know, they caught a guy and then they released him, and you know, finality now.
And this road is now back open to traffic. You can see they have yellow tape surrounding the storage facility. Investigators still in and out, but certainly some relief for people around this neighborhood that this manhunt has finally come to an end.
What's that?
They should hire some of the homeless people around there to do the investigating.
That fucking yeah. I'm looking forward to doing the next video with that doctor guy. I only watched it once, but it was interesting.
I got Tim Dillon. I got Tim Dillon video of him chiming in on it. It's fucking hilarious, as you'd expect.
Dude, that'll be a good back-to-back. A psychiatrist and then Tim Dillon, or vice versa. Yeah. Tim Dillon and a psychiatrist.
David Lisa.
We can do the psychiatrist.
Aaron, thank you. And that development.
Okay.
That this suspect is no longer on the run is certainly a weight that has been lifted from the grieving community in Providence.
Our Logan Hall is live near Brown University tonight, where people for 6 days now have eagerly awaited an update like this one, Logan.
been really eagerly awaiting
Yeah,
an
David and
update
Lisa,
at
that's
all.
right. Good evening. I've been here on this campus over the course of the last 6 days, and folks have been experiencing a lot of fear and a lot of frustration as they have been waiting for this search to come to fruition. Folks that we have talked to tonight tell us they have been glued to their phones, watching along for updates, waiting for law enforcement to find this person. Now, this is a very tight-knit community here. It's a small and tight-knit campus, and students that we have talked to have told us that it has changed over the course of this week. Since they have lost those 2 students and several more here have been injured, we've had the chance to talk to students about how life has changed here on campus. They say that they have been scared to walk from class to class, scared to walk from their dorm to the cafeteria here on campus, saying that the university has advised them to take caution. People that live here in this community tell us that they have been hopeful that this will come to an end so that they can once again feel safe. This is a sigh of relief for this community. Here's some of what we heard tonight.
I mean, I definitely think there's a sense of relief in the community having found the person. I think that will make everyone feel a little bit
here. It was Saturday afternoon that the shooting. Thanks, Logan. And while we are laser focused on every new development in this case, we also want to take a step back and look at what brought us here. It was Saturday afternoon that the shooter opened fire at Brown University, killing 2 students and wounding 9 others. On Monday night, MIT professor Dr. Nuno.
The professor that he was shooting at? Because wasn't he shooting at, like, the professor?
I don't know. He killed an MIT professor, which is a totally different.
Right, but at the Brown thing, I think, wasn't he trying to kill?
Oh, I don't know. He only killed students that I believe.
That's what I originally. Well, that's what I originally heard.
Yeah, professors may have been hurt, but I think only 2 students were killed. Right after this breakdown, I'll move to the next thing.
Lorero was shot at his Brookline home. He died on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, investigators in Providence released enhanced photos of a person of interest seen walking around Brown's campus both before and after the shootings. Tonight, police and FBI agents spent hours searching the area around a storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire, where police now say the killer was found dead of a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
And you may remember it was yesterday that they put out a photo of somebody that they wanted to speak to, not a person of.
Yeah, the homeless dude. All right. Before I
don't think he is. I don't think he committed suicide.
Yeah, dude, the way this, I know it's going to be hard because I don't want to watch, it would be too many videos, to watch the videos from a couple days ago, but it's just everyone that's watching, just know that, they were so sure they had the guy on, fucking Monday or Tuesday, and they had to end up letting that person go, and then the professor got shot, and yeah. So they've looked like, you know what, actually, right before I put on the, we'll just watch this 2-minute section of this one. This is this is from Breaking Points, but they show a clip here where one of the Rhode Island reporters is just giving the Brown University president fucking shit for
he was getting dragged on X as well.
Was she? Yeah. All right.
Well,
so
there are people all over X going, how do we have no more information?
Right.
So this one that was put in place originally to once again lighten the skin color of the people that came in over time now has shifted in its proportions as well.
I think another interesting aspect of this.
All right, so this guy right here next to the president, this is the fucking mayor, and he was just. I remember at the beginning they're like, "Oh, what a great job this guy's doing," and God, he ended up doing a terrible fucking job. So
he dropped the ball big time.
Big fucking time.
Story is the frustration locally in Providence and on the Brown University campus. So I wanted to roll this clip of part of the press conference last night. There were 2 press conferences. There was one in Boston, and then there was one in Providence. This is the Providence press conference, and you just hear the frustration bubbling up.
President Paxton, Dan Jay from NBC 10. I want to go back to the question I asked you Saturday night when I first arrived on the scene. There were no cameras in this building. And law enforcement, some that are standing up behind you, have said if Brown had cameras in that part of the building, we would have gotten this guy.
And I just want to pause there and mention that's not a small part of the story because allegedly the suspect then killed again.
And it may have stopped this swirling action. Can you answer that question for me?
Well, I don't think we have said the locations of cameras at Brown. We have
There's no cameras in that building because why would they take it from a rental car agency?
We have 1,200 cameras at Brown.
But not in that building.
We have some in that building. It's a large complex. And I think what you would see is the video evidence in this case, from my perspective, I'm not a law enforcement agent, has been incredibly helpful. The moving of the person around the neighborhood, those video images, they help crack this case. So I think video was important. And as the Attorney General explained at a recent press conference, this individual was not spending his time on the Brown campus. He came into a building on the edge of the campus. He left. He was in the neighborhoods. The investigation focused on the neighborhoods. The video was there. And that was really, really instrumental in cracking the case. But you can ask them.
And this is my follow-up, Madam President, if you'd say at the podium. Yes, video played a big role in this case. The neighbor's video, the rental car video, but not the video from the building that he walked in freely both before when he got in a confrontation and when he came back in and decided to kill people. You didn't have cameras in that building, just say it, so we can get this over it. And my next question is, will you put cameras in the cameras in the building?
Yeah.
Will we walk cameras in that building?
Yeah, I think we need to look back. We'll look at everything that is done, but I do not think a lack of cameras in that building, it had anything to do with what happened.
Okay, we can stop it there. But yeah, you can see that's the president of Brown under intense scrutiny also for coming out after this originally happened and saying, basically, we think everybody should feel safe. That has infuriated the community as well, because now we know, again, allegedly, the suspect did kind of
do they
go
just
along
not have
with
just entrance cameras at least? It's a big building, yeah, but you put cameras on all the entrances and exits, and that covers a lot of ground right there.
They do bring up Ryan Grimm, who's also on this as a reporter. Like, it's like they bring up, the irony is like, this is what brings us like a police state, a surveillance state. It's like, it's almost like people are complaining that we're not being surveilled enough. And it's like, yes and no. It's just amazing. Like, I don't want to be surveilled everywhere I go. But I think we all realize when we're in a fucking, like a building like that, like a fucking college or school. Like, I know I'm being recorded at work, it's certain places and shit like that.
Yeah, in my office, there's a camera like right up on the ceiling.
Yeah, so that there isn't like that guy was able to go in there. There was a confrontation. He left and came back and shot people and left. And we got no footage from the fucking school, the Ivy League school, that we could use. We got footage from, like I said, from some neighbor, from like a fucking rent-a-car agency, but not from the school. So yeah,
but yeah, to go back to like previous video, I didn't bring it up because I was so enamored with the sign language guy. They did talk about like what they call the flock system, whatever, that tracks cars and license plates. Yeah, I was like, when I heard that, I wanted to say something, but then I got caught up with the sign language guy. But yeah, I was like, well, that's a little dystopian.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a catch-22. It's like, yeah, I mean, I think they even bring up in that breaking points thing. It's like, there's New York has cameras fucking everywhere, and the only reason really Luigi Mangione got caught is because he fucking started flirting with some girl and fucking pulled his mask down or something. But yeah, even he wasn't gonna get caught. Frank here says, can you guys do a short derail and tell me who you have as the hottest to least hottest between peak Megyn Kelly, Crystal Ball, and Anna Kasparian? Okay,
I would say that order.
That's your order? Yeah. Yeah, I would swap Crystal and Megyn, but then that would be my order. I think we have
between Crystal and Megyn, that's a little bit of a that's a close call there.
And I don't, and I think Ann is, attractive, but
she's not unattractive, but I mean, we're talking about two hot blondes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would go with Crystal, peak Megyn, and then Anna, and look, Cryptid swaps the Miss Ball and Miss Kelly. But so that would be our answers, Frank. All right, guys, we will watch this guy who I've never watched before. He did look familiar. I don't know if my wife watches him, or if I just seen his shit pop up before. But vagina
Looks
wrinkles.
like my uncle about 30 years ago.
So we'll watch this doctor, this psychiatrist, and then we'll watch a gay comedian. Let's see what they have to say back to back. Should be interesting. But this one is actually, like I said, I only watched it once, and I was like doing shit when I was listening. But it seems like he does a pretty good job of breaking down what happened and then giving kind of like his best guess at why certain things may have been done or what was going through his head and stuff like that.
Dr. Grande. Today, I will analyze the case of the Brown University mass shooting. First, I'll look at the background of this case, move to the timeline of the crime, then offer my analysis. Claudio Manuel Neves Valente was born on January 22, 1977, in Torres Novas, Portugal. In 1995, he entered a physical and technical engineering program at a university in Lisbon, graduating in 2000. In August 2000, he was issued an F1 student visa in the United States. He entered a PhD program for physics at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh, yeah. I think Breaking Point's also covered. I think Trump or someone in Trump's cabinet, I think was trying to, these are the visas that they were like fighting against, I think. So I don't know. It got politicized with the visas, like stop the visas or whatever. So whatever. Portugal is Europe though. It's not Mexico. It's not Central America.
In May 2001, Claudio took a leave of absence. He officially withdrew from the university in the fall of 2003. After this, he had no more contact or dealings of any type with Brown University. In April 2017, Claudio was issued a diversity immigrant visa. In September of that year, he was lawfully admitted to the United States as a legal permanent resident. Claudio lived in a house in Miami, Florida.
Nice.
Now moving to the timeline of the crime. On December 13, 2025, at about 4:03 p.m., Claudio entered the Barris and Holly Engineering and Physics Building at 184 Hope Street in Providence, Rhode Island. This building belongs to Brown University. He walked into room 166, which is the Tanner Auditorium. At that time, the room was being used for an exam review session for a course called Principles of Economics. Claudio yelled something unintelligible.
This is meaningless. Like, this guy's doing a good job, but guys that talk like this calm, they make me feel uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. I feel like they're gonna fucking like, I don't know, stab me. I don't know. It's something, suffocate me or something. He's got that serial killer vibe.
Some witnesses said he barked like a dog. He then opened fire
now, from what I
with
understand,
one or two pistols chambered.
From what I understand, he yelled Allah Akbar. But
yes,
that's what a lot of witnesses are saying. Yeah.
So, yeah, obviously I don't know. Since this is what's fucked about the different media. I did hear that someone on the right wing media claimed or someone in Trump's, some conservatives said he yelled Allah Akbar.
Yeah.
Well, I heard other people say he barked like a dog. We'll never know. Whatever. I don't know. It's I forget who covered it, but whoever did that part, it goes in. Actually, right, it was Breaking Points. It was an interesting thing, but it got derailed the subject. But they were talking about how whenever these things happen, too many people on all sides are far too quick to try and piece it into what they want it to be. Like, did he yell out? Like if you're not me and you, but if you're a partisan right winger, you want him to yell Allah Akbar. If you're a partisan liberal, you want him to bark. So what really happened? You know what I mean? It's interesting.
I don't know. Barking like a dog doesn't seem like something that probably was done, but
I get what you're saying. But if he's not, we'll have to find out. If he's not Muslim,
I'm saying he most likely did not bark like a dog.
A dog, gotcha.
So there's there's a way better chance that he ran in yelling Allah Akbar than barking like a dog. However, he may have barked like a dog, or he might have just said something they didn't understand. And
yeah, he could have yelled something in fucking Portuguese, and they didn't know.
Well, yeah,
yeah.
Probably does. Yeah, that
In total,
sounds like barking like a dog. So,
gotcha.
He fired 44 rounds, killing 2 people and wounding 9. Claudio left the building after the attack and escaped. The first 911 call was placed at 4:06 p.m. Here's what the police found during the course of
this
their
guy's got
investigation.
bodies in the backyard.
The killer was wearing.
Yeah, dude, and he's the one that's gonna solve everyone's problems. Like he's too calm. He's too calm for me.
It's just like all together. I'm just like this guy.
Looks like dresses like Flanders, talks all calm. Yeah.
Wearing a mask during the attack, and no one was able to identify him. The police had no idea who he was. The spent cases and 2 30-round magazines were found in the auditorium. DNA was recovered from the spent cases, and a full profile was developed. It was entered into the CODIS database, but there was no match. The police reviewed video surveillance from the building and the surrounding area. They noticed that the suspect had been in the area since 10:35 a.m. that day and walked on several different streets over the course of a few hours. He was heavyset and wearing a mask, a dark jacket, a winter hat, black pants, and black sneakers. Even after being caught on many different cameras, the police were still unable to identify him. 2 days later, on December 15 at 8:30 p.m., a 47-year-old MIT professor named Nuno Luerio was shot and killed at his house at 9 Gibbs Street in Brookline, Massachusetts. He was a professor of nuclear science, engineering, and physics. The police did not know if this murder was connected to the murders at Brown University. On December 16, 2025, the police received a tip from an anonymous source about a Reddit post. The poster, who the police referred to as John in court documents, claimed he saw the suspected shooter walking on the Brown University campus prior to the shooting. John wrote, quote, "The police need to look into a gray Nissan with Florida plates, possibly rental. That was the car he was driving," unquote. He went on to say that the car was parked on the corner of Cook and George Streets. Investigators checked video surveillance and found a gray Nissan. In some photos, it actually looks blue. The vehicle had been driving around the area of Brown University in the days leading up to the shooting. They also found video of the suspect and a homeless man interacting at 2:16 p.m. near Benevolent Street. Investigators released images of John, hoping he could provide them information about the suspect. On December 17, John came forward to the police and identified himself as the Reddit poster. He went on to describe his unusual encounter with the suspect. Sometime around 1:45 p.m. to 2 p.m., John noticed the suspect when they were in a bathroom together in the Barris and Holly building. He thought the man looked suspicious. His clothing was inappropriate and inadequate for the cold weather. For example, his jacket and gloves were flimsy. John followed the suspect out of the building and saw him approaching.
And that was this
Gray
last
Nissan
weekend,
Sentra.
right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, for those who may not know, who may not live in the area or didn't hear, but a nice polar vortex come visit us last weekend in most of the eastern United States. And it was like, yeah, here the temperatures were somewhere between 0 and 10 for Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, it was freezing. Like I was wearing gloves, but they weren't the right kind of gloves, and my hands hurt. My fingers fucking hurt because I was wearing like thin gloves. So yeah, it was fucking cold. And
oh yeah, I'd walk out for like 5 minutes for a smoke and be like, "Fuck this."
Yeah.
I'm going right back in. And I have
yeah,
a heated jacket and stuff. Like I have a battery powered jacket. I was just like, my hands were cold, even though I had like inside the heaters and the stuff. But smoking and stuff. I was just like, nah. About every hour I'd jump out for 5 minutes real quick, smoke a cigarette, get the right the fuck back in.
My big issue is we have like some markets and stuff, kind of, not super close, but enough with walking distance. So I walk there a lot, I get that. So, especially with the, shit I've been dealing with, figure get some steps in. And, so instead of being able to put my hands in my pockets, I'm carrying like two shopping bags or whatever. And oh my God, my fucking fingers were killing me. So yeah, it was not a smart idea.
Being inappropriately dressed during that, which I guess that's when this happened, right? That's when that
and it was last
being inappropriately
Saturday,
dressed would have been very well noticed when it's when there's no temperature.
And
it's
yeah,
zero.
being a homeless guy, there's a good chance he's paranoid of
Yeah,
getting
that's
caught,
true.
paranoid of someone fucking with him, even just mental illness paranoid. You know what I mean? So,
Or just, a homeless guy that knows pretty much everybody that comes around.
yeah, as you
And
said, and being
and sees a guy that's loitering around. He's not one of the people that commonly loiters around.
right. And Providence, it's actually a fairly decent city, but it's a small city, so I'm sure he probably knows most people in the area, especially in the building.
Well, yeah, it's around a university. You typically,
Yeah.
throughout every, school year, you're going to have all the regular people that you're going to see all the time.
Yeah, he's gonna see students and he's gonna see professors, and obviously this guy is, he's fucking, like a year older than me, so he ain't no student. He's 48, I think they said. So he's not a student if he doesn't know professor that the homeless guy recognizes. Then so that's where ironically having a homeless guy fucking around paid off for once.
Park
And
nearby.
of course, dressed inappropriately, which I would
Yes,
say
yes.
that there's very little appropriate dress for that weather that we had.
Right. Dude, it wouldn't have phased me because I see people dressing appropriately all the time, like fucking dum-dums. But I guess.
Well,
good for
yeah, I
him.
know.
Yeah.
You New Englanders are fucking insane.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's 40 degrees. It's time to put on the flip-flops and shorts and t-shirt.
Yeah, I'm that guy. Like I hardly ever wear a jacket. I'm not a big jacket guy, so it's like I'll layer up. But I'm also the guy. I'm wearing pants now, but I usually try to make it till somewhere in November, wearing shorts. I'll have the hoodie on, but still wearing shorts, and then finally I'll have to cave. It gets a little too cold.
The vehicle had Florida plates. After noticing John was watching him, the suspect quickly walked away from the vehicle. John continued to follow the man. He noticed that he appeared to be lingering on the block and attempting to return to the Nissan Sentra while avoiding John's attention. The suspect looked back to the area, then switched directions every time he saw John. This was described as a game of cat and mouse. At this point, John approached the suspect and stood about 2 feet away from him. He asked, "Your car is back there. Why are you circling the block?" The suspect responded, "I don't know you from nobody," then repeatedly stated, "Why are you harassing me?" This was the last interaction between John and the suspect. The police ran the license plate and learned that the Nissan Sentra had been rented from the Alamo Rent-A-Car on Atlantic Avenue in Boston. The rental agreement had Claudio's name on it. The police were able to locate the vehicle. It was parked at the Extra Space Storage Facility at 12 Hampshire Road in Salem, New Hampshire. Inside a storage unit, they discovered Claudio's body. He had died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Evidence collected at the scene and from other sources proved that Claudio was the Brown University mass shooter, and he killed the MIT professor in Brookline, Massachusetts. Investigators were able to piece together Claudio's movements in the time leading up to the murders. Claudio made his way to Boston, Massachusetts in November 2025. On December 1, he rented the gray Nissan Sentra and drove to Providence, Rhode Island. Between this time and the time of the shooting, he drove around the Brown University campus several times. On December 13, 2025, the day of the murders, he cased the university for a few hours before conducting the attack. 2 days later, he murdered the MIT professor in Massachusetts and drove straight to the storage area in New Hampshire. At the time I'm making this video, the investigation into this case continues. However, the police believe that Claudio is the killer and he was working alone. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. Claudio did not have a criminal record in the United States.
The way I normally do it is...
Here's what he did wrong.
Here's how I get away with it.
I did just want to say, I just thought of something. The Breaking Points video that we only watched that one clip from. They did go into, as I've already stated, they did take somebody else into custody and hold him for God, I forget, at least a day or two, I forget, and then let him go. And that poor dude, I think he was 25. He, his name was out there and he got doxxed, and I didn't want to show his stuff because it's like the guy ended up being innocent, but he was, someone who
I hear he got a lot of shit.
Yes, that's what I kind of glossed over that, and I just want to make sure I don't gloss over it too much. Yeah, he got like harassed and he, unfortunately. So it just goes to show, like, and I blame the authorities because they made it clear that they thought they had the fucking guy and everyone's safe and this is the fucking guy, and then it's not the guy. And I know mistakes happen, but fuck, it seems like it's happening a lot more lately. And this guy's life, at least in the short term, is ruined or fucked up or whatever you want to say. And so yeah, it just, like, I didn't want to show that part, but I just want to mention it, that there is somebody who's kind of got fucked over in all this because he ended up being completely innocent. And that's what we would have been covering. Not necessarily last Sunday, but like if we had done it like later in the week, yeah, that would have been the dude. And we would have been, talking about that fucking innocent guy, unfortunately. So sometimes it's good to wait. Like kind of over the Friday and Saturday with the Epstein shit kicking off again.
Again,
I thought about bringing that up, but it's like, let's see what happens during the week, because there's like, things are going to change, but there might be something there for next week or whenever we do a next show. But
I haven't seen anything that's very impressive from that yet. So,
okay.
so
I'll send you something.
But I've been waiting to see if anything.
Yeah, it's not even that's impressive. It's just that clearly it seems like they got caught trying to hide stuff and stuff like that. Anyway, but we'll see what happens since.
How surprising.
Right. And that's where I want to be fair when we cover it, saying no shit. And if it was the other way around, Biden or whoever was president would be doing similar shit. But I just, I figure
once again, it's not the people who are releasing it that that are having problems with it. It's the people that control them. So this would be probably the same playbook anybody would be doing, either side.
It's not known if he had one anywhere else. A classmate who spent time with Claudio in Portugal described him as assertive, engaged, and vocal. He was very competitive and one of the best students in the class. Claudio had an excellent relationship.
Sorry, Frank. I don't know, man, because I think that guy acted like he might have got nothing, because I think he was trying to get arrested, if I recall, wasn't he? Didn't he?
I think he might actually be charged with a crime.
Yeah, so only because he was. I remember at one point they thought he might have been in on it, like he might have been the decoy, so the other whoever did it could get away and shit, because he was acting like he did it. So,
right, he already confessed that he said that he did it like on the spot, just to try to make sure that the person that did do it got away.
Yeah.
So he literally admitted that he falsely claimed to have committed the crime. In order for the actual shooter to get away. So yeah. I'm fairly certain he's facing charges.
Right. I 100% get what you're saying, Frank, but it's a little different. It's not like the guy in this case was just some innocent guy. That dude was trying to fuck up the investigation and distract the police and shit. So I don't think he's not getting anything, and in fact, he's like Cryptid said,
he's probably
going to
get some jail time.
Shit. Yeah.
Classmates, and there was no sign of mental illness. An acquaintance who knew Claudio when he was at Brown University described him as a bully who complained about the fish served in the cafeteria and said the classes were too easy. Item number 2. The primary question now in this case is, what was Claudio's motive? The location of the Brown University shooting, the Barris and Howey building, was well known to Claudio. When he was a student at Brown, he attended many physics classes in that building. There does not appear to be any connection outside of that for the mass shooting, like Claudio did not know any of the victims he killed in the auditorium. As far as the murder of the MIT professor, Nuno, Claudio did have a connection to him. They were in the same physical and technical engineering program in Portugal between 1995 and 2000. Item number 3. The homeless man who broke the case wide open, John, lived in the basement of the Barris and Howey building, which doesn't reflect well on the security measures taken by Brown University. John demonstrated the importance of paying attention to one's surroundings and made an important contribution to the investigation.
Yeah, but John
Even so,
likes him
some
too.
people wonder why John was following Claudio in the first place. It was a good thing that he did, but why was he doing it? According to John, his initial concern was that Claudio was not dressed appropriately for the weather. On most college campuses, questionable fashion choices are not typically cause for alarm. They are not a reliable predictor of criminal behavior. One possibility here is that John was worried that Claudio was moving in on his territory. Like Claudio was so badly dressed, he looked homeless. This is a particularly harsh indictment on Claudio's sense of fashion. Whatever the reason John followed Claudio, his instincts turned out to be correct, and he showed courage in ultimately coming forward to the police. Item number 4, what do I think happened in this case? This is just a theory, my opinion. It appears as though Claudio developed feelings of resentment toward Brown University. Perhaps he felt as though they mistreated him in some way. Maybe he was still upset about the fish. It's not really clear. It had been almost 25 years since Claudio took classes there, which is a long time to hold a grudge, but I have seen people who held grudges for a lifetime, so anything's possible. There has been no report of a manifesto or anything like that. The motive does not appear to be political. Rather, this was personal. Claudio was angry about perceived past injustices. The people he killed had nothing to do with him, no connection to him whatsoever. But of course, he knew the murders would harm Brown University in general. Maybe that was enough to satisfy his need for revenge. I find it curious that Claudio was determined to target that particular building where he had once taken classes, even though his run-in would...
Yeah, I don't know if they proved if he knew the MIT professor, but they went to the same college at the same time. So there has to be a connection there. That just can't be random. So
yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
That's why I said this whole thing is fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
It's like he just goes in and kills a bunch of people at Brown that apparently didn't know. When it first happened, I swear, I remember somebody saying that he was like shooting at one of the instructors and he hit, or one of the professors, or the professor that was there, and he ended up shooting like 2 of the people. I thought one of the people that died was the professor, but I guess there wasn't a professor there.
I can't remember if there was a professor there, but I just know the 2 that were killed were students. So on a personal note, I remember the professor that I know that works there. She put out a message on social media saying she's not there, she's safe. But some of her teachers' aides were there and they're hunkered down and everything. So there are at least teacher aides there, if not professors. I know there was studying going on for finals. So I'll have to look into it. I didn't hear the professor thing, but it doesn't mean that's not true.
Well, that's just when the reports first came out.
Yeah.
Was that he went into this room and started shooting, and it looked like he was shooting at the professor of the class.
Yeah, it was one of those auditorium style classrooms, so there probably was a professor. Like, I can't imagine there wouldn't be if they were.
Well,
just
if it's just a study session, then there may or may not be. Yeah.
True.
John, the homeless man, could have compromised his identity. Claudio really wanted the shooting to take place in that specific building. There was something about that building that was important to him. As far as the murder of the MIT professor in Massachusetts, Claudio may have selected him because Nuno was everything that Claudio was not. The motive here might have been envy. Nuno was successful. He completed his degrees and found a good job in his field, whereas, presumably, Claudio failed to achieve those goals. Some people have wondered if Claudio planned on escaping responsibility for the murders, or if he planned his exit from this world from the beginning. Claudio took several measures to conceal his identity. He wore a mask, used an app on his phone which prevented it from being tracked in real time, made purchases with credit cards that were not in his name, used a rental car, and removed the Florida license plate after the Brown University shooting. He replaced it with an unregistered plate from the state of Maine. This is consistent with the theory that Claudio believed he could escape. However, he did leave some evidence behind. Claudio must have known that his DNA was on the spent cases left in the auditorium. His DNA was not found in the database, so there is no guarantee he would have been caught because of that, but leaving the DNA certainly increased his chances dramatically. In addition, Claudio must have known that the rental car could be tracked back to him. Yeah. It was just a matter of time before the police identified that vehicle. Investigators would have run every license plate captured by cameras, no matter how long it took. I believe that Claudio never intended on escaping. He was careful to the degree necessary to achieve his objectives. But beyond that, he didn't care. He knew escaping justice in the long run was unlikely. These attacks represented his last big statement, his moment of revenge, his attempt to satisfy a deeply held grudge that plagued him for almost 25 years. Those are my thoughts on the Brown University shooting. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you soon.
So he was crazy.
Yeah.
Basically.
I mean, obviously, you get slighted by somebody and then 25 years later go and shoot them. I don't know. That doesn't sound...
Yeah, and you kill some students that weren't even alive when you went to fucking college? Yeah. It's fucking
There's
crazy.
something beyond all this going on.
There's
As I said, none of that added up. None of that adds up, to tell you the truth. There's something. And I think the law enforcement and the cities themselves, basically from top to bottom, is dropping the ball on this, or they know something and they're covering it up, or there is something like actually like really big, like this is part of something like much bigger.
Yeah, it's a weird one, man. They seem very incompetent because they seem, once again, they're very sure that they got the guy. It's like, yeah, you were pretty sure before, but yeah, we'll see. You might even be right about the suicide. You know what I mean? It might not have been a suicide. Just because how strange this fucking thing has been. All right. Do you have Mr. Dillon? Oh, there it is. Okay.
I do.
There it is.
Post from a homeless man at Brown University helped investigators find the mass shooter. Well, thank God. Thank God that, by the way, this is Kash Patel's FBI. It is now come down to a Reddit post from a homeless person. So if you're killed in this country, you better hope that a vagrant tweets about it so that Kash Patel can find out. You hope they tweet at FBI director, at Kash, I just killed someone. Literally Reddit pages where homeless people post are the only people doing any investigations in this country. Them and Candace Owens. Let's watch this.
Yeah, I saw this, and it looked like, when I first saw this video, I was like, yeah, they're just doing like,
the fuck?
I used to work on aircraft, one of my previous careers when I was younger. We called this a FOD walk, where everybody walks basically shoulder to shoulder, and you go down the taxiway, the runway, or whatever it is you're doing, and you pick up anything that's loose, any pebbles, metal, anything. You if it's in your area that you're walking,
yeah,
you reach down and you pick it up and you put it in a bag. And that's kind of looks like what they're doing here. Like, are they searching for something? Are they stomping around? Like, what the fuck is going on? I watched it a few more times. I'm like, no, what are they doing?
Yeah, it looks like
are they actually looking for something? Like, watch.
This was just them like searching for the snow for footprints.
They're
Oh,
just,
good. Look at this. Look at the FBI searching for footprints in the snow. This is the biggest joke.
Is that how you search for footprints in the snow?
Dance. These people are doing
Wouldn't you fuck up the footprints?
They're doing a ceremonial.
Yeah, that's what I
These
said. It's
people are
like fucking
doing
weird.
Joke. I mean, they're doing a dance. These people are doing a dance. They're doing a ceremonial dance because they just did a human sacrifice. According to the affidavit, the Reddit poster, a homeless man, claimed that he saw the suspected shooter walking in the area of the Brown University mass shooting. Quote, "I'm being dead serious," reads the Reddit post. The police need to look into a gray Nissan with Florida plates, possibly a rental. That was the car he was driving. So Kash Patel and the FBI are now relying on the homeless to solve the crimes.
Well, it's working.
No. Folks, they're relying on the homeless. The reason the Epstein list isn't out is because the homeless haven't gotten involved. This is why Kash Patel didn't realize that there was a human trafficking ring that Epstein was running because a homeless guy hadn't posted about it on Reddit. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is now depending on the homeless in the country. Up until that point in the investigation, police had not released any videos with a gray Nissan or vehicle with Florida plates. Based on the tip, So basically, the homeless are doing a better job than Kash Patel's FBI. And Kash Patel, by the way, while this is all happening, is on a podcast with his girlfriend. He's on a podcast with his girlfriend. Okay? Dan Bongino just left the FBI to come back to podcasting. Welcome back, brother. Who predicted that a year ago?
Too,
the guy that didn't get invited to Conan's party. That guy. Bongino's coming back to a place where you can make a goddamn difference. The desk. Come back to the podcast world. We can make change here. It's not like the fucking feds. Can we watch a little bit of this abortion? Can you? This is the director, folks. This is the. I'm going to campaign for AOC. I will campaign for Mom Donnie. I am putting the burqa on.
So that's Ted Dillon on X.
Yeah, he ain't wrong, man. That was fucking. Yeah.
Yeah, as I said, previously when Cash was first put out, everybody's like, "Oh, he's a podcast. He's a podcast." I'm like, yeah, I mean, director positions are generally just somebody who's good at managing. You don't need to really know much about all that. Then the whole Epstein file debacle. Oh, we're releasing them. Oh no, now we're not. Oh, now we are. Oh, now we're not. Oh, we going to here you go. It's like, oh, they're more redacted. Oh, we didn't mean to do that. Then nothing for a while. Then we're not going to release them. It's like, well, you should have just and then now stuff like this is happening, and it's just like, yeah, I think Cash might need to go back to podcasting.
Yeah, man. Like, if I recall, the FBI wasn't even involved at first in this one. I remember that there was, I forget the reason, but they were going to keep it at the local, and then when they ended up getting involved because locally they were doing a terrible job, and then fucking not that Cash and them did any fucking better. It just ended up like it was one of those ones where I said both the local and the federal fucking agencies were just this is incompetent. Yeah.
I don't know if it, but is it incompetence or is it they just like something else is happening? Because this is weird, right?
It is.
Does this just seem like really weird to you? Like nothing makes sense about this.
No, this is a very strange one. And like, except being from the area, I remembered how the Boston Marathon bombers were treated, and it was like night and day, like how they investigated that shit and got shit done in that one. This was just, yeah.
It was fumbled right from the beginning. They never picked the ball back up until a homeless guy said something, and then they picked it back up, and they found the guy committed suicide in a.
Yeah, an anonymous tip on a Reddit post. Anonymous tip said, check out a Reddit post. And then the Reddit post was made by a fucking homeless man.
And they found him committed suicide in a fucking storage unit?
Yeah, in a storage unit. Yeah, the guy started in Florida, came up to fucking Rhode Island. I think he rented the car in Mass, went down to Rhode Island to fucking shoot up the school, then went back to Mass to kill a fucking professor he went to college with, or went to the same college in Portugal with at the same time. Then went up to a storage unit in fucking New Hampshire and killed himself.
Does this not make sense to anybody else?
Even that doctor guy, like I said, it seems like a lot of people like it, so he's probably good, or at least knows what he's talking about. And the grudge thing is tough for me. It's like, you got a grudge about how you were treated at Brown University and at our college in general, Brown University and maybe whatever the university
like
was in
25, 30 years ago?
Yeah, he's 48 years old. He was 48 years old. So yeah, somewhere between fucking 25 and
that's what I think this
ago.
Doesn't make enough sense for that doctor to have come up with anything. So I think he just came up with a standard answer.
Yeah. I'm not blaming him.
It's just like, oh, he's holding a grudge. I knew people hold a grudge for a lifetime. It's like, yeah, but I don't think those people, like, after 20, 30 years went and shot the other person. I have a couple of people that, from high school that I won't ever talk to again because they're fucking dickheads. I'm just not going to talk to them. I don't have any plans to go shoot them.
Right. And I know people are different. Like as I got older, it's like, yeah, I'm the same. I just don't fucking, I have no reason. If I'm pissy with somebody or aggravated, I just don't talk to them.
And then
So much easier.
why did he shoot up the
yeah.
school? Why did he shoot up the room at Brown?
Yeah, that's the one that doesn't make much sense. Is even if he had a grudge, you think he would go for like, not that I'm targeting people, but you think he would go for like, the president of the school or whoever was running the school when he went there. You know what I mean? Because he found a certain professor that he went to school with, who was like, must have been like, who most likely was a classmate of his. So you think he would have singled out whoever he had problems with at Brown, not fucking 20-year-olds.
Or maybe he was doing that, but that person ended up not being there, but he started shooting anyway.
Could be. Yeah.
And then,
like
and then the doctor said he like changed plates and did a bunch of stuff to try to like get away.
That's the one part I disagreed with the doctor. I think he would hope to get away, or else he wouldn't have changed the plates. He wouldn't have used right. He had to rent the car under his own name, but that's the one risk he took. And there's a chance. Yeah, there's so many cars. There's a chance maybe they won't ever figure that one out.
Then why did he go shoot himself in the storage unit?
Yes, because I think because that's what doesn't make sense, because he must have shot himself before they arrived, before they got the tip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It sounds like he drove straight up there and did it. It's like he'd been dead. So it sounds like he did it before they were even on his trail.
So he definitely wasn't planning to escape.
Yeah, that's what,
if he committed suicide.
Right, if he committed suicide. So why did he bother changing all the plates and
that's what I'm saying. That's why I say this whole thing is so fucking wild.
And
the ball has been dropped from the beginning. I don't know if it's on purpose. Was this like an organized hit? And it happened to make news? Or like that's what I say. Like I can't.
Yeah, I don't know.
It doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't make logical sense from one part to another.
Yeah, and I know it's just anecdotal, but like I said, I saw it that Saturday night when saw the news that it happened.
Yeah.
Then saw they had a guy. Then I feel like I'd be talking to people. Like I carpool a lot to work, and it'll be like, hey, they picked up the guy. And it's like one of us would hear, like, I'm like, oh yeah, they let the guy go. He's like, are you serious? Yeah. Then the guy I carpool with, and a couple days later, hey, they found the guy who killed himself. I'm like, what? First he's telling me they got the guy, then tells me 10 minutes later that he killed himself. I'm like, oh, so they didn't get him. He's dead. But I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, I just kept like changing every day.
And I will say, I'm not a conspiracy guy. Right?
No, I'm
like,
not
I'm not a conspiracy guy. But people generally act in predictable ways, right? Like you could generally say, somebody went and did this. You go, oh, okay. Even most school shootings and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, yeah, it's generally, something within, the last few months or something happening, or they're disturbed person. There's something going on where you can go, okay, this person, this is a disturbed person. And then, they went and somebody said something, did something they didn't like, somebody, whatever. You can usually pass it off as, they're going to do it. But 25 years later, and some random bunch of people in a school,
yeah,
and then shoots the other guy, and then goes. It doesn't make sense.
No, if there's a grudge, then something bigger must have happened that we don't fucking know about. Like I think of the movie or the book Sleepers. It's a really good book, but there's also a movie. But it's like these, and it was supposedly a true story. Then you found out the author made up a bunch of it, at least some of it. But yeah, it was about these kids. Was it like the 50s or 60s? They were growing up in Hell's Kitchen in New York, and they ended up having to go to this juvenile center for like a year and a half or 2 years, because they used to. Yeah, I often don't say this, King. The book is it is a good movie. The book is like even better. I know most people say that. I'm using that. Wait, one of those
movie
guys.
Is this? Sorry,
it's called Sleepers.
Oh yeah, Sleepers.
Came out in the 90s, but the book, I did find the book better. They could go more in depth, but the gist of it is, they used, these four friends, and they used to like, they grew up in Hell's Kitchen, and they would do like certain gags and shit. And one of them was this thing they would do with hot dog vendors. So one of them would go up to the hot dog vendor, order a hot dog or two, whatever, and then guy give him a hot dog, and then they ask for extra napkins. And as the guy goes to reach for the napkins, the kid would take off. So now the vendor's got two options: just eats the loss, and then the kid eats the hot dog, or he chases him, but he has to abandon the cart because it's too heavy to push. So then his other three friends come and feast while the cart's unattended. So they did that one day, and this vendor just would not give up chasing the guy. And so the other three friends are like, let's go move the cart. So when he comes back, it's not here. And the dude just wouldn't give up. So they finally they push it towards the edge of a subway, steps of the subway. So it goes down to the subway. And they were going to push it towards the edge. And then when the guy shows up, they'd let go. So he'd have to struggle with it and they could get away. Well, of course, they lost control of it, bounded down the stairs and fucking crushed some dude. So they went to juvie for like 2 years, where the fucking guards were like beating them, molesting them, raping them. And then I think it was like in the 60s, and then like in the early 80s, two of them ended up seeing the head guard at a fucking like bar, and they killed him. And as revenge, and then one of the friends was like a lawyer. It was the DA at that point, so he was going to blow the case on purpose and try to expose the juvenile place. But yeah, that's a grudge. Getting raped, abused, and molested. I don't know what the fuck happened to this guy.
See, that's what I'm saying. This whole thing sounds like a fucking movie. That's right. Why I'm saying this whole thing sounds like a movie. It sounds like a movie plot. It's just like we just we didn't see the movie.
What's up, Kahuna? Yeah,
like we didn't see the movie, so we don't know what the actual plot was.
Right, what actually happened to the fucking dude to have him fucking snap all these years later, if that's truly what happened. Otherwise, I have no fucking idea. And unfortunately, they're like, case closed. We got the guy. He killed himself, just like Epstein. No problem. So probably won't hear anything else. It's gonna, how the news cycle goes, dude. This thing will be swept under the rug, and there'll be something new pretty fucking soon. What's up,
absolutely,
Spurgy?
pretty quickly, yeah. Hey, Sneak.
Oh, by the way, King, you were the big hero yesterday in that 16-hour thing. Every time I showed up to watch, you were there modding. I don't know if you were there for the whole 16 hours or not, but it fucking seemed like it. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I wish I would have. Checked that out, but I had other stuff going on.
Yeah, yeah. No, at least you can. He broke it up into two. Like one's like 8 hours, one's like 8 hours and 40 minutes. So you can scroll through, see if there's anything strikes.
No, I'm not doing that. Yeah. That's way too long. It's like on Tukey this morning they were talking about it, and they basically said. He doesn't understand the concept of even doing like one of these long streams, like 24-hour streams, or even really more than a 2 or 3 hour stream, because who's watching that afterwards?
Right. Yeah. I will say this: Echo made a killing. He did make a killing yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I think who was it? Somebody did like 60 gifted memberships, and then fucking.
Yeah, I know Nick Saw did like 265 or something like that. Yeah.
He did like fucking 200. It was fucking crazy.
Spurg, if you're still here, I saw you on a show the other day. Forget which one. Wait, were you? Yeah, I think you were on with. It was the their Doodly Done with Luigi Greenberg. I heard you saying that you were looking for one of Karmic's videos where he is talking about BYB. I record Karmic as one of the people that I record. Let me know which dates or which ones you want. I probably have it and I can get it for you. If you're looking for the ones where he's talking about BYB.
Nice.
So I probably have it. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, it was funny. I brought you up yesterday. As like I said, as I was leaving.
Yeah, get with me on I'm sorry, real quick. Just go ahead and message me on X, Spurg, and give me whatever information you got on it, and I'll see if I have it, and I'll shoot it your way. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying, who came on after me? Oh, NJ Ranger. And when I called you the Stuttering John Clipper, and NJ Ranger thought I was gonna bring up Mensa Math, who's like that's who Shuley struck like, for,
Yeah.
so he thought I was like busting Shuli's balls, but I was like, nope, said you. Yeah, I didn't know how to handle that because I know like Eckel was doing like it's supposed to be on Joey. I didn't want to like go after, not that I would go after Shuli or anything, but I actually think he's being unfairly struck at the moment. He does do things I don't care for, but I was just like, I don't know. I didn't say much. Not much controversy, except when what's his face, Orochi is like pretended he said ESO on accident or something like that. I was like, oh god, I don't want the ESO shit. But yeah, it was a decent time. So,
Like I said, I wish I would have like actually got in. When I saw it, I was like, oh, he's just playing, 1,000 hours of Joey videos. I didn't. I
but
didn't
I
really
got your
think.
back on what happened to you. But I don't know how he's getting struck for every fucking video now. I can't imagine every video he's doing something wrong. That's all I'm
He
saying.
is not. John's going to lose his
Yeah,
channel, so
yeah.
that's fine. John's going to.
I don't have issues with the doxing ones, but it seems like it's happening every video. So I'm guessing it's just an automatic thing at this point. Alrighty. I think that's about it. We're gonna do about 90. We're at 97 minutes. So fuck it. Let's end this thing. Thank you for joining me, Mr. Cryptid. Tell the people where they can find you, sir.
You can find me. My link's in the description.
It will be afterwards, yeah. I did it on the phone, so it's not there yet, but it will be, yeah.
Okay, you can find me at the liquid_cryptid, or if you just go to the YouTube search and type in liquid space cryptid, as it is written right here, you'll find my channel. And I upload John's shows every time he goes live. I record it, upload it to Rumble and Odyssey, and you get those links. And if you check out the community tab, you can find everything that John does there. And then I also put up a bunch of videos about anything that interesting happened in the during the video, and also put up shorts and stuff of all the crazy weird stuff in various little chunks of usually like drops and stuff that John does that I think are funny. I'll put them up as shorts. So yeah, if you want your John videos, you can't get them from John, so you can get them from me.
There we go. There we go. I don't really want to get into it. All I'm gonna say is I don't. You stream every day with the guy who doxed me and had someone call my wife and everything. So, and I don't say anything. I think we're good. I got your back when you're doxed. I got your back with all that shit. I'm not into just blindly striking people. I didn't strike John when he doxed me, and I could have. I didn't. So that's just where I stand on it. All right. Thank you all. Obviously, you can find me here at OG Mumbling Nick. We do this. We used to do this every Sunday. We do this most Sundays at 9 p.m.
I'm assuming next Sunday, probably not.
What's that?
I'm assuming next Sunday, probably not. Being that it'll only be like a couple days after Christmas. Oh, yeah, I guess we can get my ear.
We can talk. We'll figure it out. And yeah, I might go live tomorrow night with something, depending how something goes tomorrow. But yeah, I might do try my best. I might even be like retiring that one, so I might just do one last one tomorrow. Yeah, I think I've been streaming less anyway. I think that's how it's gonna continue. I'll do try and do the political show when we can, and do the thing with Eckel, and that might be it.
And I'm no longer going to bother saying that I'm going to stream, because I keep meaning to, and then shit happens, and then I can't.
I got too much.
But this week, it's Christmas week. I have off. Off, so I might,
lucky. Yeah,
might do a bunch of streams this week. We'll see.
Where is shitty? The fucking one. Sorry, there's two guys in my department that don't have kids, and one of them's the one that took the whole week off. I'm like, you fucking asshole. Like, there's got to be a certain amount of people there, or whatever. But he puts it in like right away, like as soon as the year starts. I'm like, you fucking prick. But yeah, there's just too much going on, and I'm actually like starting to lose my, I don't know, enthusiasm for it. Too much fucking trolling, too much. I don't know. The Dalverse is almost becoming too much for me. It used to be about, hey, there's a few narcissists, couple narcissists in this fucking thing. Actually, more than a couple, because even sometimes I think I wouldn't call Shuli a narcissist, but he's got an ego on him. So you got him covering Joe. I don't know. It used to be more real. It's like so fake and phony now. And then the real stuff is just, it's fucked. You got Quad with fucking 911 calls saying somebody's on. I don't know. I'm just, it's starting to be almost too much for me. Just, too much.
Oh, maybe one of my streams I'll have you on and we can talk about this stuff.
There we go. Yeah, we'll vent. And then, I don't know. It's like, I don't understand. I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into it. There's just certain things I'm not really interested in, and it seems like they're taking over. So anyway, thank you guys very much for joining us. Appreciate you. We'll see you next time.
Have a great night. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah. Have a Merry Christmas. We don't see you. Peace.
Stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. NICK mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air. Cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix of that dabbling politics mix. So where the fudge you at, punk? Shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get saved up all your time. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabblers blasting out the political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up,